Ashley Holland got a surprise of her lifetime. Not only did X-rays confirm this beautiful dog was pregnant, but no one could prepare them for the huge surprise that was about to grace their lives. Stay tuned to find out why this pregnant dog was huge. As she gave birth, they knew X-rays hadn't shown what was about to happen. Before we move on to that story, we have two very similar stories to share with you today. Mary Killing and her family from Limerick Island had planned a trip to the vet to get their dog Bella, 15 months, neutered before the COVID-19 pandemic put a spanner in the works. The neutering appointment was canceled due to the national lockdown as it wasn't considered urgent, so they had to find new ways to keep their two dogs apart. Archie, an Irish setter, English Springer Spaniel, and Bella, a Labrador Border Collie. They did everything to keep them both apart. They've used nappies, Vicks Vapor Rub, and even separated them for a couple of days, but it was to no avail. A few days later, on July 25th, 2020, as the family were relaxing with their feet up, in the middle of a rerun of Game of Thrones after a hard day's work, Bella was panting heavily in front of them and not at the dragons. A few seconds later, a little pup was delivered right onto Mary's lap. You can imagine the surprise of the family. They were all startled, but quickly huddled together and steered the new mother and her puppies under the stairs, covering them both with a big duvet cover. Bella popped 10 puppies out by midnight, and a further 6 followed the next morning. There were 8 girls and 8 boys in total. The family were stunned at just how beautiful and how many they were. They had to get a suitcase out the following morning to put all the litter into, just to count them as they were wriggling all over the place. The vet had initially told them that Bella was going to have 8 to 10 puppies, so having 16 bundles of joy was quite phenomenal. The family were in awe at all the puppies in different colors. Some of them had the mark of Zorro on their head, whilst the others had it on their chest. It was ideal for Mary, as it coincided with her 10 days annually from work in the University of Limerick's office. Due to COVID-19, she's had a work cut out for her looking after their new brood and juggling work. Sadly, one puppy didn't survive, but the rest of them were all incredibly born without the supervision of a vet and are still steadily thriving. The family's litter of 16 is said to be the second largest number of puppies in a single delivery and the largest in Ireland. The Killing family thought at one stage they'd end up with 17 leads as they loved them all dearly, but it wasn't feasible to keep them all. However, they did decide to keep one of the litters, firstborn Walter, named by the family's 11-year-old son, Isaac. After wears one because he kept playing hide and seek with him. The puppy joined Ted the cat into their household. Hidden CCTV is being used in their area to crack down on illegal dumping. Due to their concerns with this, the rest of them were rehomed to family and friends. Mary didn't take any money for any of the dogs. All she wanted in return was a guarantee that they would be loved and treated like a member of the family. Louise Clement from Preston, UK, slept on the sofa with a pregnant Dalmatian Nellie during the final 2 weeks of the dog's pregnancy, so she can keep an eye on her as she was getting quite big. On the 14th of April 2020, 3-year-old Nellie gave birth to an enormous litter of 18 puppies. After a grueling 14-hour labor, Nellie gave birth to 10 male puppies and 8 female puppies. Dalmatians normally give birth to around 6 to 9 puppies, although the litters can reach up to 15 puppies. Louise was there helping Nellie along the way, straight from the first pup. All the puppies got weighed and had their own colored colors put on them, just like on 101 Dalmatians. She thought Nellie was finished at 15 because she laid down to sleep, but kept popping them out one by one. In May 2020, a Rottweiler in Preston, UK, gave birth to the largest litter of puppies delivered in the UK at 16 puppies. However, still a long way to go to beat Australia Neapolitan Mastiff Tia, who in 2004 set the world record for the number of dogs in a litter at 24. Louise has had Dalmatians for over 30 years and currently has 27 dogs, leaving paw prints around the place to add to her already busy household. The puppies sleep all split up, some in the kitchen, utility, and living room. Louise has a big garden, and the dogs have lots of toys to play with and space to roam around. The dogs even have their own Wendy House swings and slice to play on. She was so proud of Nellie after the initial shock of everything sunk in.
Also, if you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these animal stories every day. Now, back to the story.
Let's move on to another very similar story. Ashley Holland lived in Missouri, USA, with her 2 beautiful kids and her cat. Ashley had been passionate about animals for as long as she could remember. Stay tuned to find out why this pregnant dog was huge. As she gave birth, they knew X-rays hadn't shown what was about to happen. She loved caring for them, big and small, and everything in between. She decided to put her love for animals to good use and started working as an animal fosterer with Missouri-based charity Midwest Animal Rescue. It was more an instinct which drove her to work in the veterinary field, as she had always longed to rescue animals. During a busy day at work, one of her colleagues informed her of a call she just took from an animal control officer, who was wondering if their shelter would be able to rehome an abandoned pregnant dog called Ava, who was at risk of being put down otherwise. The officer explained how the dog was a golden chow and was in containment at an overcrowded local animal shelter, and its policy was to euthanize unclean, pregnant animals, and their shelter was the last one on the calling list. It looked, therefore, like Ava might never see the real world again and was heading to doggy heaven. No dog deserves to be put to sleep for space. Ashley was immediately taken back by the dog, but she had just received a group of bottle-fed kittens from another rescue and thought adding a pregnant dog and soon-to-be puppies into the mix, along with 2 children, would be too much, wouldn't it? Ashley couldn't get Ava out of her mind all day and felt that they needed each other. Despite her initial hesitation and reservations, Ashley's maternal instincts swayed her over, and she couldn't stand by and let beautiful Ava be put down alongside her litter of puppies, so she said that she would foster the pregnant dog. 2 weeks before Ava was due to give birth, Ashley brought her home. The foster care had no idea what she'd let herself in for. It was clear from Ava's bump that she was about to pop at any moment. Golden Chows are a mixed dog breed, part Chow and part Golden Retriever. On average, Chow Chows will normally have a litter of around 3 to 6 puppies, while female Golden Retrievers can each expect up to a dozen births. So, there was no real way of knowing how many puppies Ava was expecting. The dog's prenatal scans had definitely not put it properly in the picture. Ashley made sure Ava was well loved, rested, and cared for until she went into labor. The day soon came one Sunday night in June 2017, when Ava went into labor. The delivery left the foster carrier completely surprised. The first puppy came out at 10:07 a.m., followed by 4 more within 57 minutes and 2 more in the next hour and a half. 7 puppies are a lot to deliver. Ashley was excited to see the new puppies. She cleaned Ava and the pups up, put them to bed, and went back to bed herself. Ashley woke up to a little surprise from Ava in the form of 8 more puppies. Ashley was shocked as she thought that Ava was done. In between the chaos of hidden shoes and screams, getting her kids ready for school, 3 more puppies landed in the middle of it. Once Ava started popping out the puppies, it seemed like she'd never stop. She managed to bring an impressive 18 puppies into the world, an astonishing feat. A happy surprise, puppy pile of heaven for animal lover Ashley. She didn't just save 1 life, but 19. Ashley and her eldest son decided to name their newest members of the family after their favorite local baseball team, the Kansas City Royals. The names given to the puppy were Ned Yost, Dakin Moore, Buck O'Neill, Esky, Royal, etc. Ashley decided to celebrate Ava and her massive brood with the world, so set up a Facebook page for them to keep everyone up to date on their progress. She refers to the 18 puppies as the Royals, and by the look of things, they certainly have been pampered to the nines. The Royals have had all their siblings to run around and play with, as well as receiving cuddles from Ashley and her children. Unfortunately, not too long after Ava gave birth, one of the puppies sadly went to doggy heaven. The rest of the litter thrived under Ashley's motherly expert love, care, and supervision. The foster carer knows she only has the dogs temporarily in her life and is busy making memories until the time comes for them to go off to their forever homes. The puppies all had their injections and are on the adoption wait list for their new home. Although their lives may have only crossed each other's path for one brief moment in time, they both have had a profound effect on one another. What would you do if your dog gave birth to so many puppies? Tell us in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.